Hello, everybody. This is Jan Paval with your Wednesday, January 28th Access Arts Live update on live stream action. And we have a full slate of live stream action to tell you about today. Uh, Excuse me for a moment while I'm waiting for us to go live on Instagram. There we are. Now I can press go live on Instagram. And we are live on Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok today. So welcome everybody. And any of you who are tuning in, you are welcome to toss in a comment in the chat box, and I would be happy to chat with you about any of these lovely performances I'm going to tell you about. Where it starts out with an organ triple header today, 17th century organ and chamber music from Oxford in England, Westminster Bells on the organ in Moscow, Segovian guitar in Madrid, now music in New York City, and orchestral classics in Bournemouth by people who don't come from the UK at all. So let me start telling you about this great lineup we have today. But before I do that, I need to remind you that if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our 7 platforms, though, do yourself a favor, follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live, absolutely free of charge, for more than 1,000 live links to live performances online of the quality of the kind I'm just going to be telling you in a moment. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. Having said that, let me start telling you about this organ triple header, which starts today. Queen's College, Oxford, is live streaming Luke Mitchell, young Luke Mitchell of St. Marylebone Church, playing his specialty, late 17th century music by Muffet, Froberger, Frescobaldi, and some improvised versets of his own in what we are told will be the French late 17th century style. And he has a violinist, Verena Eggensberger, and Arthur Barton on the chamber organ along with him for this ride. Luke is a London-based organist, harpsichordist, and conductor. It's not unusual for organists also to be harpsichordists these days. He's the assistant director of music at St. Marylebone Church. He's currently a postgraduate harpsichord student at the Royal Academy of Music, and he's a former organ scholar at Queen's College, Oxford, of course. That's coming up in just about an hour at 2:10 European time, which is 8:10 in the morning on the East Coast in the US, and 10 after midnight down under in Australia, if you're in Melbourne or Sydney. If you're in Perth, it's a couple hours earlier. After that, 5 minutes after that, Temple Church London is live streaming young George Balfour, about whom I know nothing. George, you want to upgrade your online profile so we can say more about you. I know that a couple of years ago he did play that Saint-Saëns organ symphony, the Symphony for Organ and Orchestra with the youth orchestra. That's all I know. It's a Harrison and Harrison organ, originally built in 1927 for a Scottish ballroom. Marcel Dupré came up from Paris to play it. It was shipped up to Temple Church London in 1954 and shipped out to the Harrison and Harrison workshops in 2012, where they completely renovated it. Then the third of the live stream organ concerts we have for you today, Anastasia Igoshina of St. Lawrence Church in Graz, Austria, and of the Monastery of the Order of St. Elizabeth, will be at the Roman Catholic Cathedral today, playing Louis Viern's Westminster Bells, a transcription of Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain, in which she participated in creating that transcription, plus Bach, Schumann, Pachelbel, and more. That's Westminster Bells by Louis Vierne with the bum, 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 la da dee dee. He made a magnificent organ piece about that. If you don't know it, you want to discover it. They promise, Artbene, which is live streaming this free of charge on their YouTube channel, promises this is a concert for organ connoisseurs. They may be right. Some of the other composers in this concert, besides these standards, are Vincent of Lübeck, Mikalojus Constantinas Chirleonis, Alexander Gilman, Louis James Alfred Lefebvre Wiley. Sounds to me like that's pretty connoisseur-ish. Enjoy. I mean, I tune into that just to hear Westminster Bells again. It's a great piece. Okay, following up on that, we then move on to March Vivo at 6 in the evening. By the way, that concert from the Roman Catholic Cathedral is at 6 o'clock in the evening. In Europe, 9 in the morning on the East Coast, noon on the East Coast and 9 in the morning on the West Coast. I'm making mistakes again, folks. Forgive me. Next up, at 6 o'clock in the evening European time, noon on the East Coast and 9 in the morning on the West Coast, is March Vivo, live streaming the beginning of a series called Aces of the Segovian Legacy, starting with Marko Topchii. Playing today, he'll be playing music on the guitar by Alexandre Tonsman, Villa Lobos, Albert Roussel, Manuel Ponce, and Mario Castelnuovo Tedesco. Mark is Ukrainian. Got his training at the Kharkiv Conservatory, then the Kiev Academy of Music, and in 2018 went to the San Francisco Conservatory to pursue post-grad studies in performance, and he's now in the early performing stage of his career. Why is he playing all these people instead of playing Segovia? Because these are people who contributed to the development of the Segovian legacy. Check it out. If you go to the March Vivo website, they have a lot of background information on this program. But I can't give it to you now because this is just a brief daily update. Then, a couple hours later, 8:30 in the evening European time, Sun-wook Kim, the South Korean conductor, leads the Bournemouth Symphony in a concert of Stravinsky, Beethoven, and Mozart. He's a pianist as well as a conductor, music director of the Gyeonggi Philharmonic in South Korea since 2024, is it? Yeah, since 2024. He went in and did a guest appearance with that orchestra, and they immediately hired him to be their next music director. They're doing Stravinsky's Dumbarton Oaks, Beethoven's Piano Concerto No. 2, and Mozart's Symphony No. 41, the Jupiter Symphony. You know, this week is the 270th anniversary of Mozart's birth. So there's a lot of Mozart going on this week. On the Piano Concerto, it's Elizabeth Browse, 31-year-old American, just recently did her American concerto debut with the Minnesota Symphony Orchestra. And she did Anna Klein's Atlas Concerto, with Andrew Mines conducting. She's doing debuts all over the place in Luxembourg and with the Lahti Symphony Orchestra in Finland this year. Former BBC New Generation artist, and had her debut at the BBC Proms already in 2021, doing Mozart's Piano Concerto No. 23 with the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra. And what did I say she was doing today? Today, I don't think it's, today it's a Beethoven Piano Concerto. It's not Mozart on her part at all. She's got a long-standing relationship with Wigmore Hall, so she's got to be pretty good. And she'll be back there for a solo recital in several chamber projects this year. And then finally, there's one more live stream that I want to tell you about coming out of New York City at 8 o'clock in the evening on the East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and noon tomorrow, Thursday, down under in Australia on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast of Australia, it'll be earlier than noon. It'll be a morning. This is Ingrid Laubrock's latest Pyroclastic Records release, Purposing the Air. She is a saxophonist and a contemporary composer who's done a lot of composing of all kinds, everything from jazz to improvisation to composing for orchestras. And this is the first time that she has done a project for the voice. And it's miniatures, which set to music the words of the poet Erica Hunt from her poem Mood Librarian. So there'll be two pairs, two duets performing this. First time working together, Sarah Serpa, the vocalist, and the pianist Matt Mitchell will do some of these miniatures. And then Theo Bleckman, singer, with guitarist Ben Monder, will do some of the miniatures. And they've been working together for a long time. So it's something old, something new. I want to talk to you a little bit about this because I find it interesting. This idea of doing vocal compositions in miniatures came to Laubrock while she was doing master's work in composition at the Vermont College of the Arts. And she wanted to draw on the work of a living poet for this. And she met Erica Hunt through mutual friends. I think it was at a party. And Mood Librarian is a poem in 60 different parts, like 6 segments. And it's in the poet's volume of poetry called Jump the Clock. Now, Laubrock says this: I think I drew from the title Mood Librarian because it was really evocative to me. I immediately pictured this wall of drawers with different moods in them. And it was quite helpful to me, gave it the emotional context. I could sometimes draw on an emotion that the lyrics evoked in me. Let me read you, I want to read you a couple of these drawers of moods from Erica Hunt. It's from, this is a series where she talks a lot about the story of. The story is told of a girl who solved the dilemma of preferring her face over every doll's face, with their stamped eyebrows, gilt eyelashes, and identical lips. Pucker perched between the promontory of high cheekbones, says identifiable mask. So that when doll heads nodded yes, no consent was necessary, our girl learned to sit on her hands for yes, and to swallow for no. The story is told how Ariadne used her thread, a glissando of tap, crash of one sonic element into the next, a drawl and sprawl, shimmering cymbals' change of direction, confused her pursuers and hid her tracks. Drum beats doubled and tripled stops, variations, and patterns. Well, that's what we have for you today, folks, all day long, starting from in just about 45 minutes from now until way the wee hours of the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and 8 o'clock in the evening there in the United States. That's at that last concert is at the terrific Roulette Intermedium Theater, which is recognized as one of the top avant-garde music places. I hope that you enjoy one or any of these live streams, that they uplift you, inspire you, or just show you a heck of a good time. And with that, I want to remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, well, good morning there. To one of our listeners who just said hello, I can't read your name because it's written in Arabic and I don't read that script, but you're most welcome to be joining us at Access Arts Live as part of the wonderful global audience for these moments of truth and beauty. And before I go any further, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our platforms, do yourself a favor, follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live for more than 1,000 live links to live streams of the performing arts this year. I'll say ciao for now, and I'll be back tomorrow with tomorrow's the weekday live stream update.